Oh, I just
Good
woke up.
morning.
Good
Have you
morning.
had coffee?
Morning.
Morning cigarette muna. Oh my
That's
God.
exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. Aga. Kamusta? Grabe, parang magma-March na guys. Mag-anniversary na ng
Yeah.
lockdown. Kadiri.
Yeah, kadiri talaga.
Ugh, what the hell? What's happening? Okay, so sana magka-vaccine na tayo. If that will happen anytime in a few months, I don't know.
Pero na yata, 'di ba? I think I saw a headline, pero
Yeah,
hindi pa
Sinovac.
planado. Oh yeah, tangina. I won't take that, honestly.
Ngay, parang pwede pa naman mag-antay ng konti for like Moderna or Pfizer.
Yeah.
Tapos, priority nila, sundalo.
Talaga? Talaga ba?
Ang sabi ng Chinese government, I'm like, ha? Ah,
Ano yan?
panginang yan.
To fight the
Oo
virus
naman.
on the front lines. Astig.
Directive siya ng China kasi the first
Uh-huh.
60,000 Sinovac doses are free, donated by China. Oh my God. Anyway, this just,
Yeah, it's really like
ang, yeah.
almost power play na lang talaga siya eh.
Oo
Parang
nga eh. Diba?
power play na lang talaga siya. Na
Um,
lang dominant siya.
we checked with hospitals. Merong kilalang may friend na doctor kasi yung mom ko. Sa Manila doctors, they're offering Moderna. Ano naman siya, parang reservation basis. Pero around April or May, yun, Moderna. Medyo mahal lang. Pero parang if you've taken the pneumonia vaccine, parang halos same price lang sila. So, parang kami, sige, pa-reserve na rin tayo kahit mahal. That's the
Kano?
thing. Parang kulang-kulang 4,000. Yun.
If it was
So,
the if it was the kind of like the expensive na pneumonia vaccine, siguro probably abot ng yung what my doctor recommended back then yung yung pneumococcal yung pneumonia vaccine was 3,500 siya for like 5 years ng validity, and then there's like 5,000 above for lifetime, I think. So I think doon na siguro papalo yun per
yeah,
vaccine.
yeah. Mga ganun,
And per
3,500
dosage
to
pa yan.
4,000. Oo, 3,500 to
Per dosage
4,000.
pa. So, tawag ko, ano na lang, tawag dito, mag Pfizer na lang.
Yeah, sir, kung may choice, like, go for it. Kung ano
Yeah,
yung gusto
same.
nyo. I mean, hindi lang naman isa yung vaccine. Pero parang, syempre, hopefully, may dumating na soon. Kasi parang ang weird. Yung ibang bansa, they already gave vaccines to their healthcare workers. Tayo
Our,
parang,
our local
diba?
government was actually getting AstraZeneca eh. There, parang meron ng sign-up link na ano ngayon.
Yeah,
For,
yeah. AstraZeneca. Yeah.
there are some, pero I much prefer kung if my doctor was the one who's going to do it. So,
Oh.
ayun.
Ano naman, mas mabilis yung procurement kapag sa ospital mismo. Kasi pag gobyerno, ang daming liability issues eh, diba? So,
Tama.
yun. Siyempre, they don't wanna be held liable for administering a vaccine na maraming side effects. Pero kapag ospital, ibang ano yun, parang mas ano sila, mas confident sila kasi syempre, their healthcare facility, yun. So, check
And I'm
with your
sure there
hospitals,
are
with your
parang
doctor.
yeah, there are like
Mm.
affidavits or things you sign before you get shot, diba?
Yeah,
Because
oo, oo.
it's a new vaccine.
Yeah, yung vaccine ko ngayon, ano eh, beer. Yun na lang muna.
Mm. Beer. Yung vaccine ko, stay away from people. What? Napakagaling.
Very effective yan. Talagang
Oh.
di ka
Yan.
lalapitan.
Yeah, walang gastos. walang virus kasi walang tao. Okay.
Yung gastos mo lang, pack of 6, gano'n.
Yeah.
Yan,
Oh,
pwede
so
na. Mm-mm.
you were just actually waiting for jam? We
Yeah.
had we actually had like 3 participants who unfortunately backed out. Pero for
Yeah.
Oh.
sure we
Maraming personal
understand.
issue sa mga tao sa end ng
We
February. Hindi ko alam.
understand.
We understand. It's
Actually yung
okay.
come to think of it, ito ba yung first event natin na end of month? Parang no.
I think so. Yeah. Usually start of month tayo, no?
Yeah, start or mid month, right? So,
Mid-month, ganun.
gets
But
gets
ano bang meron
naman.
sa Feb? Why do people have issues?
Parang
Is that a thing?
Di ko alam. I don't know.
parang
Meme.
ang dami nating members nung nakinig nung Valentine's. Tapos after Valentine's, people just die. Apparently, they give up
Yeah.
after
Actually,
Valentine's.
ang daming listeners. Kahit nung December, parang at least 9 or 10 participants. Tapos, may mga on the side pa na naglo-lurk at nakikinig lang, di ba? So, busy mga tao, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So this is
Nagluluksa from
oh
the morning after.
yeah.
More, eh, eh,
Grabe yung
okay lang yan.
well, so actually, see Jam, since he's the fifth performer, and I can always read before him. We can start in mga 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Sige.
Antay-antay lang, sige. Para, tayo-tayo lang naman din kasi. It's, parang, siguro mga 1 hour, ganyan. Pansin namin pag mga 10 readers, 1 hour, 30 minutes eh.
Yeah.
Yun. Mm-mm. Ganun din. So, kamusta aside from vaccine woes?
Vaccine
What's
talk.
what's
Oo nga.
different, guys?
Kamusta yung mga, like, may mga personal projects? Are you guys working on
Oh,
personal
yeah.
projects?
Yeah, kamusta? What's up?
Well, ano kasi, I think I told you guys na I'm teaching, di ba?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
There's a project that I'm really excited about sa department. Kasi it's a lit department, pero unfortunately, it's not so literary eh. Parang they're just only the Department of Literature because they teach literature subjects. There's no parang holdings of events that are literary. So I proposed na we start like a literary journal. And
Mm.
I'm happy kasi yung mga higher ups, they're excited about it. I guess they wanted it even before, but maybe nobody voiced it. So I had in mind something like, this the like the Department of Literature under our school's name. That will be like the official, medium. Like I can think of UP, may likhaan, di ba? Tapos if you go Ateneo, merong kritika, kultura.
Right.
Right?
Nice. Good
It's
Sa
idea.
amin
about
wala
time.
eh.
It's about time you have one, actually. That's true.
Yeah.
This one we can call it
So,
the Vince.
The Vince!
The Vinci. Yup. Yup.
Ang kulit. May pangalan na
That's-
ba, Vince?
wala pa nga eh. But
Ah.
it's still like it's still like in its, am I pronouncing it right? Nascent. No, parang it's still about to be born. But parang people are talking about it. And I'm happy kasi like my colleagues in the department want it, and like most of them are writers, so like they're supporting it. Pero pangalan wala pa. It's just like the idea talaga and talking. It's nice.
Nice. Iba
Nice,
kapag may
yeah.
funds from school eh.
I
Yeah.
guess. Oh.
I love it. May pera. Hirap mag-publish, self-publish ha. Pag may support ng school, parang problema nyo pa paano kumuha ng contributors. Yun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice. So, will it be open to like, or siguro when it's starting baka sa school lang muna, or are you gonna open it to like other people for, kasi
Yeah.
kritika kultura, di ba? It's open to, like, you can invite ganon or other
Yes.
writers. Yun. Call for
Yeah.
submissions.
Yeah. Even at Likhaan.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. My idea is it's open. So, matrabaho pala. I know it's like bureaucratic when it comes to work. And wala lang. Parang nakaka siya. Nakaka slow down yung momentum. Kasi parang you have to face so many paperwork. So, it's a nice idea. Everybody's on board. Pero we have to write so many paperwork to let it go.
Hello.
Yun. Yeah, I was hoping na it's open.
Sarap.
Maybe kung matuloy siya, you guys can
Try. Sige, game.
Milk tea?
game.
Yeah. So,
Mango?
yun nga, editing and
Makdot?
stuff. Pero,
Can you order
kaya
parang
yan. I
desserts
mean,
for
like,
me? I love like
you have other
Frosties
people
or
in the department, diba,
McFlurries.
helping you
Yeah.
naman.
Dessert me.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Mm-mm. Excited for you.
Super tipid
Bala
ngayon
na
sa
kayo.
fast food kasi we keep
Theme,
cooking.
bala kayo if you want to. Actually,
Bakit?
it's really up to you. Go wild. Since it's the first, as in bonggahan
Pero
nyo.
compared to,
I love it.
compared to
Yeah,
the
oo.
price,
Saya.
ay ganun.
Son of
Oh, well,
wait.
either way,
We
let's
have,
enjoy it.
meron yatang
Let's enjoy.
nagtatanong, wants to
Nag-apply na ako.
listen. Who's that?
There's like
Oh, someone
50, I
messaged
think
me.
there's
Hi, how does one
five views sa
entry?
rent pad. Wah! It's a good deal
Wait
kaya.
lang. Hello. Please.
No. Nag-crave ako ng dessert. Once a week. Nah. More. Just balance our calories.
Saan ba?
Alrighty. So
Yeah.
8:15.
We're here.
Finally,
Okay,
we're
let's
all
start.
here. So we can start. So guys,
Yeah.
this is Gentle Sessions number 2 with the theme The Morning After. So Gentle Sessions is an erotica event. So well, what do you think makes a good erotica piece, Horin? Yeah,
Oh.
may ganitong interview na.
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly an expert on erotica, but
Are you not?
of course
Joke
not.
lang.
But
Okay.
since I read a lot of poetry is actually erotica. Or poetry that's
Wow.
disguised as poetry but is actually erotica. So it's that subtlety but also the power in the emotion, ganon. So it really depends. I think it's in successfully communicating an event. Yon, just like any literary piece.
Hmm.
So it just happens to be, something intimate. And the more personal or I don't know, unique, ganun. Parang, syempre, the more people can relate to it. I don't know. I think if you've read Unbearable Lightness of Being, Milan Kundera, there's a lot of erotic scenes there. And I think a characteristic of good erotic literature is that it's very particular. So you might read something that you've never really heard of before because it's very intimate. So yun. Um, but I'm not expecting something to that level. Pero since we are gathered here in the name of erotica,
Erotica.
yun, we are trying to help you feel more comfortable about sharing your work here. And atin-atin lang, of course.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is recorded in the archives for um
Posterity purposes. Quote
for
unquote.
posterity's
Yeah.
sake.
Actually,
Yes.
for that YouTube money. Kidding.
No. Yeah, we are
Mm,
not
a
ano naman. We are
million.
not we're not
We don't care.
monetizing it naman.
We don't
Don't
care.
worry.
Okay, so we have our lineup for today. So for first we have IK. So for everyone, you can introduce your work and introduce yourself, and go ahead with reading. Thank you.
Yes. Go, IK.
Ah,
Hi.
Pressure ba?
Hi, IK.
Tawa agad. Huh?
okay, so
Hindi siya
this
cold and ice
is
creamy.
literally my first attempt on
Gawan mo na lang ako ng
writing,
iced tea na malamig.
Eh.
Wala kasi tayong iced tea. Wala tayong iced tea.
erotica.
Did we not
This is actually
buy?
my first time because honestly I
ito na
wasn't
yun.
really exposed. The last time I read something online, it was too graphic. Hindi ko na siya kanaya. And then I haven't read anything ever since. That's technically how I knew erotica. But then ano ba? Our childhood was gone. It's something. It's about technically about I don't know. two childhood friends who suddenly fell in love, and on their first night as a couple, they, you know, just to filter out some words because it's going to be on YouTube. Anyway, hence the title "Our Childhood Was Gone." So I'm going to read it now.
Not that title.
Our childhood was gone. At the time I woke up, I could no longer see any glimpse of our child in this room. Gone are the days where we simply enjoy good times together. Gone are the fond memories of walking into this room, working together and reaching our dreams while being idiots at the same time. We could no longer see each other as innocent children, but as adults finding comfort and solace in each other's arms. The bedroom that was once filled with joy and laughter is now filled with our I love yous, our lustful screaming, gasping, moaning, and groaning that came from our lips on the night before. Every piece of yesterday's clothing that are still scattered on the floor remind me of the snacks we once munched on as we played games on his PS4 or while we crammed for our exams at
my
school,
god.
and the
After
drinks we
games.
shared after a long day at work. He was at the balcony, staring towards the street while sipping his morning coffee. His shirtless figure revealed his well-defined muscles, and his skin was marred with scratches and love bites. His lips gently sipped the coffee from the mug, in contrast to how much he savored every inch of my being, as if I was the only decent food left on this planet. How he firmly held the mug reminded me
Oh
of
my
how he
god.
held my hand and called my name, telling me how much he loved me in between his heavy breaths. And a deep and focused expression in his eyes reminded me of how lustful he looked as he thrusted his long, hard line inside me. Being reminded of everything that happened stirred something beneath me. My mind asked me to get up and get dressed, but my voice of impulse told me otherwise. I chose the former, reaching for the lingerie that was hanging by the headboard of his bed. And when I reached for my blouse that was lying on the floor, the balcony door opened and he came in. The two of us just stayed where we were for a few seconds before we exchanged awkward smiles and proceeded to what we were about to do. He walked past me and towards the kitchen, while I started to get dressed. Couldn't say anything, not even a greeting. But our awkward smiles let us know that something new is about to begin, a new chapter in our lives as adults. Our childhood was gone, but we have found something else, something that we will cherish for the rest of our lives. And that was it.
Yay! That's
Thank you.
nice. Thank you for sharing.
Salamat for the coming of age piece.
Grabe, parang
Okay.
kaka PS4 pa lang nila tapos biglang sex agad after school.
Parang,
Oh no.
parang
Are
di
these
naman sex
are
agad.
they underage?
PS4.
Oh my
PS4
god.
muna.
PS4 tapos
PS4
sex
muna.
agad. Oh no.
Ewan ko lang sa'yo, Rafi. Baka kayo din.
Ha?
PS4.
Walang
PS4 agad.
walang
Wala.
PS4. Ano lang kami, Pico, sipa, what?
What the?
Mga patintero joke lang. Not that old.
Diretso na
Grabe.
sa
Okay.
apps. Wala nang PS4. Diretso na, no?
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Ike.
very
Yeah.
detailed. Very nice.
Yeah, it's hard to write
Yeah.
about stuff like that. Reminds me of high school or college.
Actually, high
However,
school yung review. Which
yeah,
is fine. I mean, I
it's
don't know.
fun. Mm.
Well, so for Ike, you mentioned you were nervous sharing. Uh, no, I mean, I was just gonna ask,
I
parang,
was.
how do you feel about writing erotica? Does it
Yeah.
feel natural, or did you have to force yourself to like write
I
something?
I don't think it was a natural ano naman eh. Pero there were times that some do it like they're just too graphic and they're sometimes were like they were fine and then some were just too graphic. And then I do think it's just a matter of perspective in terms of reading and writing erotica. So I do think it depends on the perspective of the
Yeah.
people. But to me, there were some they're just too graphic. Some were just balanced. Some were just were just simply intimate. Like it just fits the story. Mga ganon.
Kanya-kanya intensity, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, however you want. Yun nga, kung bagay, edi bagay. Yeah. So,
Siguro,
I guess
oh,
readers are looking for different things then. So, yeah,
yeah.
yun.
I like
Mhm.
how, each paragraph is like a scene. I like that. So,
Yee!
all right. So, yeah, next,
Thank you,
thank you,
IK.
IK.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
welcome.
so
What's the next?
next, we will
Mhm.
have Tula ba to, Vince?
Wala
we
siya.
will have we will
Introduction pa ba?
have Mr. Vince Agkawili. Sige, eto
Yeah.
na. Oo.
Let's leave
Yes.
him to
So,
introduce himself. Let's see
yes.
how humble.
Os
And
Joke lang.
please introduce your poem.
Okay.
sige.
Mhm.
Well, it's I don't know how else to put it, pero ay wait lang before anything else. I already post the poem, so ano. Uh, let me know if you can access it, and I'll change the settings.
Oh, we can access it. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Here.
um, it's supposed to be Erotica Night, but the poem is I can think of it in Filipino. Um, it's more well, it's more vulnerable and lustful, I would say. The Erotica Night kasi diba that we writing for tonight is dental sessions after. So I think still about the morning, but um, it's sort of I guess it's not as graphic as what I've written in for the erotica. Yun, yeah, maybe I'll just read it.
All right.
Okay, you can hear me naman.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Apophenia said, "Look at these horses. Let's follow them." I said, "There are no horses." She said, "I want to know death through music. I want to die because I told you that death transpires at the end of each song." And then we were singing, and we were dying. Know why sounds are ephemeral? This was when the bell rang, which meant I had to go to church. We walked the streets, and you counted all the red houses. Did you said, "God must live here somewhere around the corner." I said, "Maybe the horses can bring us there." But the traffic sounds replaced your laughter. Got tired of searching for churches and lied down on the pavement. Maybe God can see us this way. We wanted snow against our backs then, but we live in a far off country. Hands, and then you shouted hallelujah until a child came and said, "There is a church. Mother, can you tell them the way?" But he was only speaking to his white balloon. I said ghost, and you said run. We did. We were like horses. We were our own animals. Behind us there was the sun, or perhaps it was the sun, and we were hearing music which was becoming louder and louder, which means the end is near. And then we woke up.
Wow.
Ayun.
Sobrang
Nice.
metaphorical, ate.
Ate talaga.
Ate kuya. Ate kuya. So, what inspired this Vince? I noticed the title. Bakit
Yeah.
bakit ito? Yes.
Well, actually, it's based on a prompt. Um,
Right.
but I was thinking of a prompt we have here, and I said it can help shape the direction of the. And actually, the prompt for this poem was we're supposed to use words for like weird phenomena, and this was a word that I found. And since I was thinking, diba, it's morning after, so I was thinking, how can I, like well, that's one influence that we have to use the a weird word for a weird phenomena. And then I was thinking morning after, and then I also wanted to play with dreams. Like of course you said morning after, so um, you must have passed the night. So I was thinking maybe dream can be like a departure. So yun, it's sort of like a love poem, but it sort of
Yeah.
also is a kind of like religious hints. Because apophenia is like finding meaning, right, in like spontaneous or like random things. So just like a dream, parang it's so many things are happening.
When I read
Just
like a scene in a dream, biglang nagbabago. Parang, uy, saan galing yun?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I was going for. Parang
Yeah.
oh, and then they're going to church, and then they're on the pavement, and then they were running, and so on and so forth.
Parang, also, I can't help but horses, it's very Freudian. Diba?
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah. Have you read Interpretation of Dreams? Ni
hindi pa,
Freud?
pero binili ko siya.
Yeah. When you read it, I think you'll get the horse thing.
Ah, okay.
I don't know, basta meron siyang thing with symbols and stuff. So, yeah. With animals. Kung
Oh,
ano-ano, basta. Pero I don't think it's like, hindi naman siya like, direct, parang he's just giving like examples. Parang ganun. Anyway,
yeah.
yun. Ang
Yeah, I
galing.
think horses, di ba parang for like desire or libido. But when I looked it up, it's also
Mm-mm.
supposedly like freedom. It's supposed to be like something that's free. So, which is
Yes.
nice.
Liberation. Yeah, it's nice. I like the image. Thank you. Basahin ko ulit
Salamat.
Yeah,
later.
maganda.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing, man.
I like
Galing.
this quote that Rafi posted. Yun. So, yung we were like horses, we were our own animals. Behind us there was the sun, or perhaps it was the sun. We were hearing music which was becoming louder and louder, which means the end is near. And then we woke up. Ganda. All right. Thank you, Vince.
Thank you,
Up
Vince.
next. Yeah, that's like another fun foam?
Fun.
Fun
Parang hindi
foam?
naman siya, I wouldn't describe it as fun.
May masaya
Yeah.
siya.
Masaya siya, masaya
Masayang
siya.
foam siya from Vince. At
Oh.
next, we have the early bird, Riley. Good morning, Riley. Ito na
Ayun,
yung piece ni
Riley. So,
Riley.
you
Good
can
morning, good
Good
introduce
morning.
yourself.
morning.
Introduce
Please
yourself and
introduce
your work.
yourself
Yeah.
and your yes.
Hello, my name is Riley Palangka. I am an undergraduate student of creative writing. Um, that's all. um, I wrote this short poem. This is one of my favorite poetic forms. I'm publicizing it because I hope more people would use it. It's called the Blitz. It's quite a lovely form.
It's nice.
So this is called Winter Moment. Thursday mornings. Thursday in winter. Winter that
Oh,
lingers.
I like that.
Winter in our fingers. Fingers meeting. Fingers connecting. Connecting the dreaming. Connecting the waking. Waking but not fully. Waking but only partly. Partly wandering. Partly wandering down. Down the valley of your hips. Down into your lips. Lips whispering good morning. Lips kissing good morning. Morning wood. Morning play. Play rough. Play under the blanket. Blanket that is weighted. Blanket that is you. You play with my chest. You snuggle closer. Closer as if we were one. Closer together. Together and I kiss you. Together and I pull your hair. Hair that smells of shampoo. Hair in my mouth. Mouth meets skin. Mouth meets heart. Heart calm and at peace. Heart racing and excited. Excited thanks to you. Excited for the day. Day crawling in. Day pulling you away. Away from my arms. away but still here. Here with me, here in this room, room where all is bare, room where we are bare, bare to the warmth, bare moments, moments so still, moments of bliss, bliss still. And that's it.
Wow, yay.
Wow.
Grabe. So, tell us more about this. Ganda.
So I like the form. Wow. What did you say it was called again, Riley?
The Blitz, The Blitz. It's a 50-line poem. And it
Okay.
even gives
Mm-hmm.
itself its own title, so you don't even have to think of your own title. Because it has a formula for coming up with a title.
Ganda.
So, yung rule niya is you take the last word of the last line. Parang ganun?
Basically, yes. So every two
Every
lines
two
they start
lines.
with the
Oh, yeah.
same word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday mornings, Thursday in winter, and then the next two lines will begin with the last word of the second line.
It's
And then this is
interesting.
50 lines.
Ganda.
Yeah.
Thank
Possibilities. Thank you for sharing,
Yes.
Riley.
you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Beautiful, Riley. Maraming salamat. And I shared one of my favorite quotes there. Favorite ni Rafi, yung morning with morning play. Favorite ko rin siya. So,
um,
naunahan lang ako ni Rafi i-post. So, yun. Thank you, Rai, for
thank you,
waking up
Rai,
early. Alam
for
naming maaga ka gumigising for Erotica Night. Which is
morning
No problem.
Erotica day for
Morning
you.
wood.
too early
Morning
in the
wood.
morning for this.
Morning
So
play.
si
O
Rai
yan.
ay nasa ibang
Morning
bansa
play.
nga pala. Shoutout nga
Ito,
pala kay Ragamuffin Man. Isa siyang vocalist. Tsaka isa siyang
vocalist.
he's good with his mouth and his fingers. So that's all I can say.
Alam
Guitarist.
na alam ah. Alam na
Nice.
alam, Rafi ah.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne. Sana mag-share siya sa songwriting section. Yes. Okay, so anyway.
Yes.
um
Uy,
oh,
damn
you're
you
up
daw.
next. So para
Damn you
hindi
daw,
ano,
Rafi.
damn you. So
Mm-mm.
Corin,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
your turn. So next we
Yeah.
have Corin. Okay. So same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So for tonight, so I'm not prepared. I have like I have old work uh na maybe I have not shared, but I also would like to read a poem. I also shared it. It's by Robert Hass. So, basahin ko muna yung akin. Tapos, syempre, last yung maganda. So, yung draft muna bago yung maganda. So, for this one, has a lot to do with not being able to see people you wanna see during the quarantine. Yon. So, yeah, still in line with the theme of afters, but more in after everything, tapos biglang quarantine. Yun. So, the title is Meeting in the Quarantine. Dear friend, I ran so many scenarios in my head when I met you again. I knew you sought me out. I was found. How at once we are now closer and further away from each other. I apologize for not reaching out, though I know you know, despite long nights of silence, I was always by your side. I cannot explain why I chose this solitude. It was the only constant thing in my life long before this dreadful pandemic. But please know this. In my absence, I did not love you less. Sometimes I have the urge to speak, but my words fail. I mask the longing by trying to do what's right. I hold my breath and count to 5. When it's quiet enough, I hear your sighs. For many reasons, it will ruin us. I do not know how, and I'd rather not. Yet, it is hard to know you must leave. The truth is, I cherish every day I wake to find you there. I'd gladly remain distant if our invisible ties will never sever. If today is all we'll have, now is enough to feel this joy. Though I wish I could hold your hand and then waste the old privilege of a long embrace. Relearn what's at the end of a kiss. If I could run my fingers through your hair like the last time the universe conspired. But tonight, I am glad you are here. I look into your eyes and breathe again. Yon. So that's the poem.
Draft?
And
Draft by hand?
yeah,
Excuse me.
Luma.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Grabe.
So yeah,
Yarn.
it's been there for a while.
Yeah.
So to palette cleanser. As a palette cleanser, I will read a poem by Robert Haas. I'm not sure if you've read this poem, if any of you is familiar of familiar with the poet Robert Haas. This is from Praise, one of
Oh,
my favorite collections, and the title is A Story About the Body. The young composer, working that summer at an artist's colony, had watched her for a week. She was Japanese, a painter, almost 60, and he thought he was in love with her. He loved her work, and her work was like the way she moved her body, used her hands, looked at him directly when she made amused or considered answers to his question. One night, walking back from a concert, they came to her door, and she turned to him and said, I think you would like to have me. I would like that too. But I must tell you, I have had a double mastectomy. And when he didn't understand, I've lost both my breasts. The radiance that he had carried around in his belly and chest cavity, like music, withered very quickly, and he made himself look at her when he said, I'm sorry, I don't think I could. He walked back to his own cabin through the pines, and in the morning he found a small blue bowl on the porch outside his door. It looked to be full of rose petals, but he found when he picked it up that the rose petals were on top. The rest of the bowl, she must have swept them from the corners of her studio, was full of dead bees. Robert Hass. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Corin. I like that story about
Yes.
the body. Ganda.
Corin,
Yes.
isn't that also
Hmm.
in Human Wishes?
Yes, yes. Human Misses. Ah, yun. Yun yung collection pala.
Collection. Yeah.
Hindi praise. Iba pa pala yung praise. Human Wishes yung debut collection where this came from. That's my favorite poem from that collection.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Gusto
Galing
ko
na.
yung form na to. Ano siya? Ano, parang narrative poem. Diba?
Yes, yes. Narrative poem. It's
Prose.
prose poetry. Narrative
Prose
prose
poetry.
poetry.
Sorry.
Yes.
Stig, ganda.
Ang ganda.
People can
Yun.
talk. It's like, whoa,
Ang
silence.
konti kasi, ang silent.
Nakamute na sila. Nanonood na ng
Pwede,
Netflix.
pwede
Oh
mag-comment,
no.
guys.
Yes, yes. Ganda, ganda, ganda.
Okay.
Salamat.
All right.
Palakpakan. Yeah.
I never understood. Did they have sex? I don't know, right?
Story
Um,
about the body?
well, upon reading it, mukhang hindi. Parang, ihahatid siya sa door, diba? Tapos, in-explain niya na wala akong breast.
Yeah.
Tapos, wala na.
Yun lang.
Wala na
Yeah,
nangyari.
but
Mm.
what do you think of the bowl with the petals and the bees? That I found that so confusing, even when I read it. But I read it without really trying to grasp it. I just
Yan
experienced
siguro yung laman ng breast niya.
Dead
Damn it.
bees? Yun pala yung
Grabe,
cancer.
grabe ka naman.
One
Yun yung
breast is like
cancer.
the bee.
Oh,
And then
The
one
cancer
is
is the dead bee. Parang yun
and
din
is
yung
the
naisip ko. Yeah. I
ah,
did
gago.
Diba?
research.
Ganda.
mm,
Kasi na-confused din ako. Ano ba yung symbolism ng dead bees? So, medyo off tangent, pero feeling ko related siya. Kasi mahilig si Robert has sa ganong apophilia, yun nga. Parang seemingly unrelated pero related.
Mhm.
Um, ah, if you'll notice, ang bee na may sting, babae. When they give up
Ah,
when they give up their
mm,
sting, they die.
right.
Yun.
Okay,
Yung
okay.
So,
Oh,
so
that's
si
so
ate has,
heartbreaking.
yeah. So si ate, parang, I think metaphor yung beast for her, I guess, losing that part of her being a woman kasi wala na nga siyang breasts.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Or
Mm.
also it's like the death of her desire because
Yes,
they both wanted, but now that there's rejection,
Mm.
yes,
it's
oo.
sad,
that's also a
sad.
form of
Yeah.
death. Diba?
The death
True,
of
true.
the man and the woman's desire.
Oh my
Ang
god.
sad, no? A
Yeah, and
story of
And
the
even
body.
wow.
yeah, even the bowl like, it's shaped like a breast. And
Actually.
then if you think
Mhm,
about it,
mm,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
think
Mm.
mm,
about it, 'di ba?
Mm.
Yung bowl, yung concave niya pa U, 'di ba?
Mm.
If you're
mm,
holding it or it's on the floor. Um above it, it's roses. Underneath the dead bees. The petals supposedly, yes, it's a subjective thing, but the way I see it, the
Feminine.
petals are
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
more beautiful than the bees, I would say.
mhm.
But I think the flower and bees correlation is much richer than that. But if you invert the bowl, the way you would look at the breast, that's now una yung bees, right? Before the
Yeah.
rose. If you take it like a breast, that means despite the bees underneath the breast, which is the rose petal above, it's still beautiful. So maybe the guy did not realize that and only
Yun
realized
nga.
it in the morning when he saw the roses. You know?
Yeah,
Lahat kasi
pwede.
puro
Oo nga, ang
breasts
ganda
yung
ng
hanap ni
imagery.
Kuya. Anyway. What?
Morning after.
So,
Yeah.
yung ano,
Yeah.
yung comment ni Jam about like the connection between cancer and the bees. We have that you
Yeah.
can have, I'm not sure kung tama yung term, inert cancer cells or may
Yeah.
term din eh. Parang,
Yeah.
basta
Tsaka,
nandun siya, pero yung sting nandun pa. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
tsaka it reminds me of that scene sa The Green Mile. Yung warden ba yon, yung wife niya na may
Oo.
cancer. Tapos si John Coffey decided to suck the cancer out
Oh my
to heal
God.
her. And then, 'di ba,
Swallowed
he
it.
actually released the cancer from his mouth in the form of bees, right? Or
Yeah, it
something
was
like mga
bees.
pest.
Oo.
Oh my
Yeah, it
God.
Oh,
was
'di
like
ba?
pest.
Oh.
Oo. Sa Green Mile, yeah. Ang ganda ng
Yeah,
imagery
Oh.
na
wow.
yun.
So
Yeah.
parang naalala ko lang, baka 'di ba, something to do with the cancer din or
You know what?
Oo nga,
There's
no?
there's a good chance na Stephen King, because he does read poetry. Sorry. Anyway, not sure if that's in the
mm,
book, The Green Mile, pero yeah, Stig. So,
Stig.
galing,
Yeah.
galing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ang rich ng imagery. Anyway, yun. Parang, ang strange lang. Parang, it's just nice to think about it further. Kasi pag ikaw lang nagbasa, parang, uy, ano
Mm-mm.
yun? Ano yun? Pero pag
Yeah.
pinag-usapan nyo na, ay, oo nga.
You know
Parang
what?
ganun.
This gives me an idea
Yeah.
for another event.
No.
Poetry appreciation. Joke. No, I mean, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so
Yeah. Marami
yeah.
namang magandang tula na pwede pag-usapan. That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Oo.
Yeah, that's true.
Sige.
Yes.
All
So,
right.
next ko lang i-share kasi bagay siya sa theme, morning after.
Mm.
Yun nga lang.
Ganda.
Ganda.
Yun, the death of desire.
nice,
Sorry.
nice.
Right.
Oh,
So
winter moments. Next.
we can move on
Sige.
to our next reader. So our next reader is Jam. So Jam, yep.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead,
Hi.
introduce yourself.
So,
Yeah.
Hi, Jam.
yep. I'm Jam. I'm a graduate student here in Korea, and this is one of the rare moments I decided
Annyeong.
to write. Annyeong! I decided to write
Annyeong.
poetry for this session. So, the title of the poem is Stay. So here goes. Curtains are drawn by a curvy silhouette, a naked body that moves from one corner of the room to another. Sunlight seeps in as I lie half awake. She wants to fix the wrinkled sheets, stack the pillows, and snatch her top, precariously
Snatch.
hanging off a chair.
Chair.
Order from disorder. The mattress slightly shifts under her weight as she sits, half dressed, mind blank. I'm awake and still naked. As I held her hand, her bare thigh, a fresh pair of panties slipped on and off, a kiss on the small of her back, her nape, flowers on the bureau stand erect, blushing as if they had faces. But the sun was simply too captivating. That's it.
Wow, ganda. I
Yay.
like it. I like that.
Ayun. So it's a
Oh,
short poem.
oh, I like it.
Thank you.
Oo. So, ito na.
Gusto ko yung,
Magkukot.
ha?
Go, go
Gusto mo yung
lang.
ano, wait guys, pwede mong salita. Like short comment part. Yeah, yung,
I like
especially
it.
yung last, yeah, like scenario events. Yung gusto ko do
Yeah.
yung, gusto yung switch from, you have objects, curtains are drawn, sunlight seeps in, tas biglang, she wants to fix the wrinkled sheets.
Hmm.
More in script writing yung ina-attempt kong gawin, so parang that's nice. It's like a different shot. You have a, curtain, sunlight, she. So biglang may tao sa eksena. I like that. So,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, may
Perspective nung
characters
guy.
ka. Yeah. Yeah,
Parang
perspective naman.
watching her move. Yan.
Isip ko lang if there's a poetic way to say panties. It's a good day. A fresh pair of...
Nip.
Okay na din, okay na din.
Since it's Erotica
Panties,
Night, I don't
yeah.
mind that it's panties kasi panty
Yeah.
naman talaga yun.
Actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Tapos, unless brief yun. Alam mo yun. So,
Brief pala suot ni...
Which is, why not?
Brief
We
pa
don't
lang.
judge.
Mali.
Why not?
Gusto niya mag-brief. Why not? No,
I
palitan
mean,
yung panty
Or
ng
loincloth.
Like
A fresh pair of loin.
medieval.
bahag, di ba?
Medieval poetry pala. Loincloth.
Medieval erotic poetry, di ba?
Or ano,
Pwede din.
sapin. So,
May sapin lang.
handkerchief. Yeah.
Ayan.
Like
Panyo,
very-
panyo.
panyo,
Yan,
panyo, panyo.
pwede. Yeah. Pero yeah, it's
Hmm.
very, yeah,
Yeah.
for a short poem, a lot of imagery that is, ano ba? Yeah, very intimate yun.
Yeah.
I guess like a morning after scene.
Yeah, it's
If you generalize it, parang, okay, fine, this is what you expect. Pero once you render the details in a particular manner, you put some nuance into it, dun nagkakabuhay. So this is like an example of that. So maganda.
And then after reading yung last line, parang yung mata ko, it goes back to the title, Stay. That's nice, right? It's a nice thing with the title. How it connects.
Yeah. Yung mga
Yeah.
ayaw bumangon.
Yung next nito after Stay, I don't know, breakfast? Wash the dishes. Naisip ko yung paano, shit.
Shower.
Maglinis ng bahay. Maglinis ng CR.
Kung yung persona mo or if yung character mo doesn't want them to stay, sino
Yeah.
maghuhuga? Sino mag...
Pero ang
Anyway.
ganda nung,
Layas.
ang ganda nung tula, no? Kasi may mga, ang subtle ng images.
Oo.
That's very,
Mhm.
very, parang impactful. Kagaya nung, yung top precariously hanging off a chair. That's a nice, beautiful, image to talk about this,
Yeah.
moment.
Ganda.
Yeah. And with
Thanks.
Riley's work, just connecting that, it's all moments. So
Yeah.
I like that. We live for the
Very
moments.
suggestive yung images.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so dyan po
Yes.
nagtatapos ang ating event.
Yeah. Yay!
Joke lang. Hindi. Ako pa.
Tapos na!
Do we have walk-ins? Ragamuffin,
Hindi.
you wanna read
Actually,
something from...
Hindi, walk-in
From
naman
your-
to si Rafi. Si Rafi may babasahin actually. Excerpt sa kanyang short story, no, Raf?
Yeah,
Tama ba?
ayan. Unfinished. So, I have an unfinished short story na probably hindi na matatapos. Nalimutan ko na yung kwento. Pero, yeah. So,
Okay.
hi guys, I'm Rafi. I write.
Hello.
All right. Sorry. So
Anong nangyari?
pinapull up ko lang yung link.
Anong nangyari?
Um
Nawala.
Yung
Okay.
Nagsulat siya. After I write, nagsulat siya.
Oo.
Ay, yun pala yun.
Yung ano, yung link ko gumagana ba? Is everything
Hey,
okay?
wait. Let's open it.
It works?
Okay.
It works.
Right, I'll start. So it's a short story. I have to do voices, sorry.
Let's do this. Go.
Magkano po, said the tourist at the Mango Queen stand nearby. 25 pesos, Dan said. She handed the foreigner a Thai-inspired dessert. It was diced mangoes, boiled bananas, and sticky rice, topped off with a generous amount of condensed milk. It was popular with both the locals and the tourists. At ano po number nila? The tourist followed up with a smile. Ay, wala po akong number, Dan replied. She told the tourist she didn't have one. Easier to play the innocent island girl despite her master's degree in game design, theory, and development. She had looks. She was described by the guy who introduced her to me as a Chinese Negro. I didn't know if that was politically correct and didn't care. She had dark-skinned almond eyes for sure. But there were no words that could describe her laugh, or how her eyes turned amber at dawn. The sun began to set. The islanders slept early, and so she started closing up shop. The tourist watched her fold the booth, playing with his phone the whole time, probably making plans for the next adventure. The tourist wrote down his own number on a piece of paper and passed it on to her. Kapag naalala mo. Then he gave her a wink. Dan approached the hut, the scrap of paper in her hand. Nice, D, I said. Without the sun, I'd lost my light source and had to stop reading. Yeah, she watched the tourist in the distance, walking away. He's cute. I would date him if I were a girl, I said. Nah, you're too lazy to go out on a date. Ouch. She stretched her arms upwards and did her little work after Ragamuffin. Yeah, dick.
Na-distract
Na-distract ako.
Gago.
Patay tayo. Anyway,
Patay!
we're dead. Performance over. Joke lang.
Basa.
Ouch. She stretched her arms upwards and did her little after-work battle cry. She was like a baby lion. There was a tiny growl too. It was her stomach trying to grab some attention. Parang pangit ng linya na yun, no? Anyway. It was around 6:30 in the evening. We were expecting my adopted father, Ed, in the afternoon. He offered to cook for us. Now it looked like we would have to make something for ourselves. You cook. She laid down the straw mat inside the hut, stretched some more. Call me when you're done. I rolled down the mosquito net attached to the hut, left her there to rest. The Mango Queen stand was near the beach. Behind it was the straw hut, and a short walk from there was Diane's home. Her parents were abroad and left her there to her own devices. Their one-story bungalow was small, but fitted with modern tech. So much tech that I didn't know where the kitchen was. Eventually, I found a remote control in the living room, which revealed the kitchen. The counters and cupboards were hidden, and only came out of the walls on command. I wondered what would happen if the remote ran out of batteries. People would starve. The utensils were local, thank the gods. I took out some fish to thaw. I filled the rice cooker with 4 cups and let it do its thing. Simple dinner tonight, pan-fried fish. Filipino as hell. I dipped the fish into the calamansi and soy sauce mixture to marinate. The fish was fresh. It would take at least 10 minutes. I walked over to the hut. Diane lay there, already looking at me. I smiled. She did her small laugh and turned away. I crawled under the mosquito net to join her. Marinating the fish. It'll take at least 30 minutes. I kissed her, drew an imaginary line around her body and kissed her. Wherever the line met, a kiss landed. If clothing was in the way, it was taken off. I untied things and gently found places to put them, never on the floor of the hut. You could never get the sand out. Each piece of clothing had its own texture, the silkiness of a bra, the worn roughness of denim shorts. They too followed the imaginary line, pressing against warm, electric flesh on its way to their own pile of safeness. After the lines calm the circles, I couldn't kiss in a circle, but I could use my fingers. I formed circles around her, drawing and tracing. I was a child again, in touch with all my instincts, at the height of my sensory powers. Let's marinate for an hour. She laughed, her tiny chuckle, and pulled me into her with both arms. That's it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah!
So yun.
Ganda!
So
Well, yeah, this is an interesting story. Hindi ko na alam like ano yung full backdrop. Pero I think at least for that scene, parang I like how it started very subtle na parang they're working together at the Mango Queen. Tapos sila pala.
right, yeah.
Okay, yun yun. Yun
And
yun.
then they lived
May
on the beach. Yeah.
misdirection siya. They're very discreet. Parang they have their own private lives and they're content with it.
Yeah.
They actually seem very happy. Alam mo yun? They're literally in paradise.
They are.
So, yun.
Ganda ng buhay
Diba?
nila sa beach. So
Parang,
basically yung
benta lang
parang
tayo ng Mango Queen. Yun.
yeah, yung
Yeah.
ideal life na ano, benta ka
Island
ng mangga sa
life.
beach. That's
Ihaw-ihaw lang ng isda. Yun. Tapos
well,
inabot ng quarantine. Ganun. Yeah.
well, we're out of readers, but I guess I just like to ask people like, how did you find the event? Did you have fun? You guys okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay
yeah.
naman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Alright, it's okay. Well, actually, tapos ng event, pero if you guys,
Wala na
thank you
readers.
so much for joining us.
Listening.
Yeah, our next, hindi nga siya event eh. Our next, event is gonna be a workshop. Admin Corin is heading it. It's a short story workshop. Ito mas
Oh,
in depth. So people will, whoever signs up, kunyari, lima yung magsa-sign up. This means you have to read all the other participants' short stories. Tapos, you're going to give each other feedback on each of the stories. So, mechanics and
Yeah.
everything will be handled by Corin. So, yun, that's exciting. May mga nag-sign up na in advance. So,
Oh,
can
they
I?
did. Yeah. We're
of
gonna
course.
open like yeah the official sign up like within the week. Hopefully you guys can join. So we're just gonna create like a timeline just so we can make sure everybody's available. Para yun nga para hindi masyadong tight. Maybe like in 2 weeks. Kasi sayang eh, 'di ba? You have to read each other's work. Yun, parang kasi we mostly have poetry, syempre it's faster. Pero with short story, you really need to take time to read, 'di ba? It's probably gonna take like 2 weeks or something, especially if you're busy. So, yeah, I hope more people can join. Yun.
Yeah, Stig.
Oh, cute ni
Ang ganda
Aike.
ng
Thank you,
ginagawa ni
Aike.
Ike. Parang ang
Nagsusulat lang
sweet.
siya.
Parang feeling
Nagkakalligraphy
ko,
lang.
Parang feeling ko namatay na ako tapos yung quote ko mag-live on sa journal ni Ike. Uy,
Nasa
Ike,
journal.
Ike, teka lang.
Namatay na ako.
Buhay pa kami.
I wasn't in the
Boy,
mood.
Parang the way you're
sticker.
quoted, pag nakita ko, oh, it's sweet. Thank you.
Speaking of posterity,
Yeah.
di ba we're gonna put these recordings on YouTube. I
Yep.
feel like
Mhm.
we look back, or maybe other writers in the future encounter these. I hope they no, like they find it beautiful somewhat, hindi cringy.
Oh naman. we're all, we're all students here.
Encouraging.
Students
Yeah.
and teachers,
Parang,
so yeah.
for now, syempre bago pa lang, we'll work on probably like, putting, kasi hindi namin binibreak down like yung exact names. Also kasi parang, we know most of the stuff read here are drafts. So
Yeah.
we don't wanna interfere with that. Kasi pag yun nga nalaman ng publisher na it's online, baka hindi matanggap when they submit. So we don't put the name of the pieces sa sa YouTube. Yun. Yun lang. So we can put here para safe. Pero hopefully like in the future kapag medyo ano na searchable na siya.
Yeah.
We
And
can put
yung
your name, tapos paalam natin sa kanila, okay lang ba?
yeah.
We put the title of your piece. Ganun.
And
Yun.
Vince had this comment
Mm-mm.
earlier if we had plans to publish. And that's actually I think that's a good idea. Parang we can compile stuff and then
Yeah.
release. We can start with
Yeah.
a chapbook, 'di ba? Sa
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can come
BLPX.
up with a chapbook.
Saya nun. May sarili tayong booth. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Let's do it,
at the
sige.
same time promote the group, anyone can join. Sige. Yeah.
Yeah. We can do like a chapbook, tapos, I don't know, bala kayo kung ano, parang logistics lang naman. I know a printer somewhere in UP, ganyan. Tapos, kayo, once you guys are ready, if you wanna come up with a chapbook, kaya naman, organization lang. May Discord naman. Let's go.
Oh yeah.